What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm going to be showing you Tyler's Mitsurugi 1-dot deck profile, all based around Firefly Gunner. With that, let's jump into it. As I said before, we are talking about Mitsurugi 1-dot and a Firefly Gunner deck. So before we jump into it, this week's Campus Championship was all based around an ultra rare build around. We had a small poll on our Patreon asking what our UniVersus Campus Championship theme would be, and we picked ultra rare. So the way the deck works is there is only one ultra rare that we're allowed to play inside of the deck, and we're supposed to base the entire deck around it. We can't play any other ultra rares, but we can play any other type of card that we want. So commons, uncommons, rares, promo cards, and starter deck cards are all free game, just not ultra rares. So we picked Tyler picked Mitsurugi, and he picked Firefly Gunner as his ultra rare. So if you haven't seen one of my deck profiles, basically the way that I'm going to do this, as opposed to just reading off the cards verbatim, I'm going to take and show you kind of how the deck wants to work and the cool combos inside of the deck, as opposed to like just reading off what the cards do. So what does this Mitsurugi deck want to do? So it's quite simple. This Mitsurugi deck wants to take and make as many checks as possible, take and put as many cards in the discard pile as possible, and gain a lot of value off of doing so. It is okay if I pass these checks. It's okay if I don't pass these checks, just because of the nature of how the deck wants to work. So with that, let's jump into it. Okay, so jumping into it. The first attack that I want to talk about is Firefly Gunner. It is the main kill card of the deck. It's the main combo piece. I always want to do my most work with Firefly Gunner. So basically what this card says is every time that I fail a check, my attack's going to get way bigger. And then eventually I will check a 7 and add one other card to my momentum, and then burn them for an absolute ton. So with Firefly Gunner being able to check the 7 and Mitsurugi being able to check 2 times each, it's possible this thing can get plus 6 extra damage. And a 4 high for 6 is very, very good. In addition to that, it says that your stun attack gets an extra 3 damage, which means that we might just want to pass that one in order to give it 11 damage. And 7 damage, right? It'd be 2 from itself and then 3, yeah, 7 damage, as opposed to the 6. So depending on how we feel, this card is our go-to win card. Because of us making so many checks and putting so many cards in the discard pile, we're playing for Shadow Slicer. This card is a weapon. It wants to be in the discard pile. It can trigger off of both of Mitsurugi's check of 5s, giving it 3 damage or stun 1, which is very good. And then is also very good for using Mitsurugi's other ability of making it a low, making them discard a card, because it gets very, very big, very, very fast. As well as it is a high attack, unless we're using Mitsurugi, which means that they might have to deal with the Firefly Gunner afterwards, because they got to block this 4 times, or else you're just going to kill them with this card, and then this can finish the job. So, Shadow Slicer, very good at whittling down my opponent. This is a card they have to deal with over and over and over again. We're playing 4 Purifying Thrust. This card, as we said, makes 2 more checks for extra speed, extra damage, extra damage and extra damage. We don't need speed, we're just killing them. As well as it builds a little. This card is very, very strong when conjunction with Mitsurugi. It's his rare that we play, and just pushes in and is really good on the poke. Just building this in and then popping off with Mitsurugi is good. We're playing 4 Shin Ryukan. This card is just for consistency's sake. It's very good on the reversal. It's really, really solid to make Mitsurugi happen. It's got all 3 of his symbols. We should be probably playing it in any Mitsurugi deck. It combos with an attack, though, so we block with 1 attack and play it as a reversal. We use its ability in order to give it 3 more damage, and then we make them discard a card on their turn. That's the main combo with Shin Ryukan in most Mitsurugi 1-dot decks, but at the same time, I very much want to make sure that I can pop off as best I can, or this card's very good at making sure that I pass the Mitsurugi check that I want to. Up next, we're playing Double Spine Sweep. This card is just because assets are absolutely bananas. We just destroy it. It's a low. It's the off zone, and destroying 2 assets is very, very strong. And then last card we're playing is Lilitu's Ingress. Once again, it's just a good reversal for the same reason that SRK is good. Being able to trigger Mitsurugi, seal one of my opponent's cards, and just pop off. This card could accidentally kill people all by itself. On to the actions and assets. Because of our plan of making so many checks and making so many discards, we are playing for Big Shot Punch. This card says +3 or -3 damage, and we get to pick up a Big Shot Judy, which means that we're also playing for Big Shot Judy. This card says +3 or -3 speed. I get to pick up a punch. Cute little combo. It is a 2/6 with a 1 low block, 2/6 with a 1 high block. They're made for each other. Literally. On to the assets, we're playing 1 Coludus. This card says that after I deal damage with one of my attacks, whether it be my turn or your turn, I'm going to flip one of your problem cards. Maybe you got something that puts damage back to printed, or that I can't make any more checks, or something along those lines. I'm going to get rid of that card. As well as Deadlock, all my attacks get +6 damage. What more could you want? And then the last asset we're playing is Double Black Bear Diner. This is just for consistency's sake. If I have any cards that say once per turn, or pay as a cost, or flip, this card just lets me reset that. As well as get rid of, kind of like Coludus, get rid of one of my opponent's foundations in this attack. Maybe they've got a card that says flip, if I half block, it deals no damage. Well, I'm going to go ahead and, or they have a card that says flip, draw a card with 1 card left in their hand. Well, I'll go ahead and get rid of the draw card and then make them discard the last card. Hey, this one's going to hit, and it's probably going to be for a bunch once I load it with Punch and Judies. Onto the foundations. The first foundation I want to talk about is this one, and I'm not even going to bother trying to name it. This card is just really, really good whenever it gets checked off of anything. So whether it be Firefly Gunner or any of the other Mitsurugi stuff, or Mitsurugi himself, your attack gets stun 2 or 2 damage, and then you can just flip. Your stunner weapon gets +1 speed. Very solid card. Really, really good inside of Mitsurugi 1 dot himself. Up next, we're playing 3 No Surprises just to make more checks, mill through our deck, make Firefly Gunner a little bit bigger. Just check a 4, your opponent discards the top card of the deck. Really good in case my opponent's trying to stack and make sure that they know what's going on with the top card of the deck. I'm going to say no to that. Up next, I'm playing Double Spaceland. Discard the top 2 for +1 damage. We want every attack in our deck to be threatening and lethal, and just the +1/+1 from or +1 damage from Double Spaceland might be the thing that gets us there. Damage is nothing without speed, so we're playing Triple Inhuman Speed. This card just says enhance commit, gain a speed equal to your momentum, max 3, and so I'm trying to make this thing as quick as I can. There's not a ton that we want to do with our momentum. We actually want to save it up as best we can for a big Firefly Gunner play, and so this is just the card to do it. We're playing 4 Folktale Storyteller. Just says after you play this card, discard the top cards and add it back in. Really good for our Punch and Judy plays, as well as continuing on our turns. If I open up a turn with 4 attacks and 2 of these, I just get to essentially build 2 for free, as well as I could save one. Maybe they have a breaker card. Well, this can eat up the breaker, clear your progressive, build an extra foundation, and then continue moving, continue attacking. And then my last discarding top card of deck cards that I want to talk about in this section is just a Double Wishing Ward. Excuse me. This card just says mill 3, they lose a momentum. Momentum is really, really scary. This Mitsurugi deck does not do a very good job of blocking and defending itself, and so making sure that they don't have extra resources after they hit you up a little bit is actually really important. And then my last kind of aggressive card is Triple the Azure Nightmare. Discard a card I don't need in order to ready it back up. Kind of fits the same role as Folktale Storyteller of just getting to gain an additional resource, but it's just good enough, you know. I'm here to the defense. We're playing Double Second Saintly Beast. This card does mill, but when I was talking to Tyler, he said that he put this card in here just for the -2 speed as a little bit of defense. We already saw the rest of the foundations, right? They're all killing people. This card is just mainly in there to keep us alive. Yes, it can be milled for the +2 speed, which is good, but making sure that I can block a couple things is relevant, especially if I want to hit the reversal play. We're playing triple a Worthy Vessel. Same thing. Lose a Vitality for -2 damage was the main reason it's in here, but it's also in here for lose 1 for +2. Maybe that extra 2 damage might be the thing that sweeps the game. Playing Double Kieran's Soul. This card says if I block, it deals no damage, as well as an extra little -1 speed. Not super relevant, but throws are very scary right now. Playing Double Guardian of the Spirit Sword. This is just a free -2, sometimes -3 speed, and I get to pick up some assets. The assets that we're playing right now aren't necessarily needed when it comes to wanting to be picked up, but it is good enough to be warranted in the deck. We're playing double the Dark Side of Karma. It's just an onboard negate. Beautiful disruption piece. It's one of those cards that my opponent has to make sure that they can play around, as well as it's also a speed hate. It is a speed reset. Just I'll flip this thing, put it back to printed speed. Well, now I for sure get the block it, especially in tandem with Guardian of the Spirit Sword or Second Saintly Beast. Those two pair with this quite nicely. And then my last card is overly dramatic. Once again, it says disruption card. I want to make sure that my opponent can't do the cool thing that they're doing, and 9 times out of 10, the cool thing they're doing is trying to kill me. And overly dramatic stops that for the most part by either making your speed or your damage increase decrease not happen. All right, so like we said, this was Tyler's Mitsurugi deck profile. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like it, make sure you leave a comment down below what your thoughts are on the deck, as well as go out to our playlist here on youtube.com/TCGUniversity for all of the matches that this Mitsurugi deck played in. Or you can catch us live on twitch.tv/TCGUniversity every Tuesday at 6, where we record the Campus Championship live. Join the chat, join the fun, enjoy the tournament. And then my last thing is join patreon.com/TCGUniversity for access to the Discord, access to all these deck lists an entire week early, and join us on Discord, where we can talk about the decks all day long. So from all of us here at TCGU, thank you very much for watching, and stay learned.